trauma bonds. Got close off of battle scars. Equal pain, so we think it's equal game. Same team, but it's different hearts. Same goals, but it's different shots. Thought we was winning the same. Turns out you were just running me game. Should've known, but I couldn't guess it. It's a damn shame.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Hoop MCs, brought to you by your host, Hassan, and my co-host, Nassim. What's going on, bud?
What's up, Hassan? How are you this week?
Pretty good, man. Let's go ahead and kick it off. First of all, March Madness finally ended. Were you surprised by the outcome?
Honestly, yeah. I think when we saw the Final Four, everyone was just like Gonzaga the whole way. And then, once I saw the UH versus Baylor, I realized how much Baylor had dogs on their team. And now I'm not surprised, no. But for the Final Four, I was.
I think I'm more so surprised of how, big of a ass whooping Baylor handed Gonzaga in the championship game, especially because Gonzaga was undefeated up to that point.
Yeah.
But wow, props to Baylor, man, and it kind of makes you feel better as obviously we were rooting for U of H. It kind of makes you feel better about that loss to know that okay, well, they literally did the same thing to an undefeated team that was projected to win the whole thing.
Yeah, and that's 2 times out of the last 3 or 4 years where UH has lost to the eventual winners. So.
Oh really?
Was it
the buzzer beater was that? I think we lost to Michigan. No.
Yeah.
And they won it.
Pretty sure they won it that year, right?
I feel like you're right. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
All we had to do
Houston
was beat
sports. It's Houston sports, bro. Last year, the Rockets, Lakers, they lose, and then Golden State.
And now the Chiefs 2 years ago.
Yep,
Man.
exactly.
What
Astros, not quite.
They're still good, at least.
Yeah, they were literally losing in the championship game.
Yeah.
They're the only things that we got right now. Okay, so next on the headline, I think this is more so recent, but before I get to that, Paul Pierce.
I don't understand what he's doing.
Okay, everybody probably already knows about this, who's in the NBA, but over the weekend, he was on IG Live, and I think this guy was playing poker, but he had a bunch of just not naked girls, but damn near naked girls just twerking in the background on the floor.
Does he have a wife and kids, man?
I feel like he does. And then today, I think, was it today or yesterday?
I think it was
today.
I think it was today, yeah.
Basically, ESPN announced they cut ties with him.
Yeah.
And then he tweeted out. Did you see what he tweeted out?
Today?
Yeah.
I didn't know he tweeted. What'd he say?
He was like, even when I lose, I'm winning.
Nope, he just lost $1.5 million.
Yeah, he did. I don't know if that was meant to say, okay, well, I hated that job anyways, so I got fired, so it's a win. Or if he's just trying to pat himself in the back, yeah, I'll be all good,
Did you see, the day of the IG Live, about 12 hours later, it's 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and he tweets, "Good morning." That guy had no idea what planet he was on.
Oh, man. Paul Pierce is a whole different, that's just a mood, honestly. That guy's out of
He gives
his
zero
mind.
cares, man. I don't
know. Anyways, James Harden, he was announced to be he will be out for 10 days for that hamstring injury. So what do you think that does to, A, the standings for Brooklyn Nets, and B, the MVP race and where he stands in terms of with his competitors?
I think the standings will take more of a hit than the MVP rankings. I think the MVP rankings, if anything, it might just justify his case depending on how bad Brooklyn looks. But it also, KD's supposed to come back this week or something. So.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
I know that he was close to being activated. So it's either this week or Monday, maybe. I may be mixing up something, but I know he's very close. So if KD doesn't return and then the Nets just look bad, then I think that just justifies Harden's case. So we'll see.
That's an interesting point. I didn't even know about KD being that close. But yeah, you're right. If the Nets essentially continue to do well, I think it's the MVP's in Jokic's bag, really.
Yeah.
It's looking more and more and more like, for me, whenever I saw that, I'm like, all right, Jokic got it in the bag. He's going to be MVP.
Yeah.
But it depends. I think the standings, I don't know. I know it's kind of like a rat race right now with like the 3 seed because the Suns have the 2. But yeah, I mean, if the Nuggets start sucking towards the tail end, I think Embiid could probably make up a lot of that ground that he missed. Or, like you said, if the 6, it really just depends on the narrative. That's really how it tends to go.
Every year, there's always a different narrative, so it just depends on what the voters want to go with. And like you're saying, Embiid can just sneak up at the end, like he was dominating the first half of the season. So if he continues that, then who knows?
Yeah, exactly. Another team that I wanted to talk about was the Dallas Mavericks. I feel like a lot of people have been hush-hush on them just because they kind of struggled. Remember back when they were like 5 games under 500, just kind of sticking around near 500 towards like the middle of the season, and then they're starting to break out. They've been looking pretty good recently.
Yeah.
We don't get to really talk about them that much, but I feel like Luka doesn't really have. There's no way in hell he's gonna win in that. Like be mentioned, and he could be just like in the same sense of like Damian Lillard be, but like he's definitely been, making a case for like 4th, 5th place votes, if you will, just by the way that they've been playing. They're on a 5-game winning streak.
Yeah, they're a team in the West that if they catch their stride, you don't want to meet in the playoffs. Like other than the Lakers, any other team they actually stand a legit chance against, other than the Lakers. So. I mean, they can really just rock the whole Western Conference and pull off some upsets, and I actually do believe that if they continue to stay hot.
Yeah, and they're 28-21. They're winners of 5 games in a row, and then also they're actually not that far off from the 3rd seed. They're 3 games back in the loss column from the Clippers. So like that in itself is pretty crazy, and they built themselves a pretty nice cushion between the 8 The 8th seed is like near 500, so they're more than like it's more likely than not that there'll be a 3 seed than an 8th seed, just judging by the way things are playing out.
Yeah, and I mean that just shakes up the whole conference because Lakers are the only team that are tight in that conference. Everybody else has their weaknesses, and I'm not sold on anybody honestly in the West other than the Lakers.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy seeing the Lakers as the 5th seed. Just like whenever you look at the standings, like if the playoffs started right now, they're facing Denver.
Yeah.
And if like AD and LeBron were to have just come back tomorrow, just straight up, like without any sort of time to mesh again, I legit think Nuggets can upset them. I don't know.
Okay. Well, no, I'm not buying that.
So Aaron Gordon, he's been meshing pretty well.
Yeah, he's been.
You don't think they've gotten a little bit better just by the way that they've looked and how they played?
They're good. Yes, there's no denying that. Okay, but the only team that is worth mentioning in a championship sense from the West is the Lakers. I don't think anybody in the West stands a chance against them, and I'm not gonna bet against them. If I'm a betting man, which I'm not, I would bet for them. And another thing is. Even though this actually hurts the Lakers' chances, home court advantage is going to start playing a factor now that fans are starting to slowly be allowed back into games. So that's another thing to consider. Again, that's going to hurt the Lakers if anything. So maybe Denver sneaks away with it just due to that, but who knows?
I mean, okay, yeah, home court advantage, you're right. But we don't even know, first of all, we don't know when AD's coming back, when LeBron's coming back. Mm-hmm. They've played a total of 50 games, so there's 22 games left in the season. Mm-hmm. They're 5 games back from the 2 seed. And they're in a rat race with the Clippers and Nuggets and Portland and themselves. Mm-hmm. Outside of the first round, it's not far-fetched to believe that the Lakers won't have... Like, they're not going to have home court advantage possibly in the semifinals, conference finals if they advance, and then the finals if they advance.
Yeah.
So they're not going to have that in their favor. Mm-hmm. So you're just relying on sheer talent at this point, which they got.
Which
you
they
know,
have more than enough of.
which they're well equipped to come out in the Western Conference. Make no mistake. Mm-hmm. But I'm saying that since they've missed all this time, you don't think that that's going to play a factor in terms of playoff outcomes?
No, not at all. Because you're forgetting who LeBron James is, right? I know you hate the guy, but that's LeBron
no.
James.
I don't hate the guy. I'm just not naive though.
Are
know
you?
What I'm saying?
Are you sure?
Well, yeah, I am technically. Well, time out. How am I naive?
Because you've seen greatness from LeBron all this time, right? No matter who he's at around him, he's gone to the chip 10 times, right? Or he's gone to the finals 10 times, right? Regardless of what talent is around him.
Yeah. Okay. 10 times.
So now you're sitting here using a question of, are they going to gel when they have almost the same roster with maybe one or two different pieces, right? 2 or 3 maybe.
Okay.
They still have the same core with AD and I guess Caruso and KCP, right? So, I mean, he has the same pieces that he needs. And then he has Montrez and whoever else you want to throw in there. It's not, the gelling isn't going to be the problem. The problem is if they're healthy. That's the only problem.
Right. Well, okay, so I'm saying that, the Lakers were looking mad good, by the way, before LeBron's injury. Like, they were playing really freaking well.
Yes.
I'm saying, though, that there's that element of, like, just being thrown off because of injuries that happened. Like, you didn't allow yourself to get back in that groove that you once were. That's what I'm saying. I'm not denying the fact that LeBron is talented and like AD is far more talented than what the West has to offer. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying that there's that element. And so I'm saying that, hey, I wouldn't necessarily, if I was a betting man, I wouldn't necessarily bet for the Lakers to be the clear runaway favorites. That's all I'm saying.
I'm going to raise my hand because I have a question. Does that same narrative come into play for the 76ers and the Nets? Like, are we using that as well? Because they've had their big guys injured for a while.
Okay, that's fair. But I'm saying that the Nets, I would bet on the Nets to win against anybody just because of the talent that's there. They have far greater talent than what the Nets have, and they've clearly added on to that talent through the buyout and stuff.
Right.
And
that's how I look at the Lakers in the West. They have far better talent than everybody else there. You know what I'm saying?
But here's the thing. Harden and Kyrie and the other guys have essentially played together for a lot of games. Mm-hmm. I'm saying that I don't. Okay, I see the point that you're trying to make.
Yes.
I see the point that you're trying to make. Okay, but okay, that's fair.
That's it. You just give up.
Yeah, that was such a weak. Defense on my end. But I really don't have anything else to say. I still think the Nets are going to probably end up taking it all.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but...
Okay. I completely forgot about Drummond on the Lakers. How did I forget about him?
Yeah, but that guy's a fraud.
That's true. I'm not going to argue against that.
Yeah. I don't know. He could have turned out to be really good. I mean, look what they did with JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard.
That's also true.
Like, they revived their careers.
Yeah.
I feel. Water break.
This tea, in case you guys are wondering, almost broke my toes about 10 minutes ago.
Yep. Well, the fact that you're drinking literally like 70 million grams of sugar.
Wait, I thought this was sugar-free.
Was it?
I don't know. Probably not. I'm fat anyways.
Yeah. Well, what else do we have on our agenda? I feel like there was something else that we wanted to talk about.
We did have
you know what? The play-in tournament.
Yeah.
Before we went down that rabbit hole with LeBron, which we do every X episodes. But
every time he's brought up, it just leads to a whole nother conversation.
Very toxic part of our podcast. Let's start off in the West, man. First of all, Golden State. You know, what a disappointment.
Yeah.
For all those Curry fans out there who once were just spreading that narrative of like, oh yeah, he's so much better than this player and that player. He for sure is the best player on that team, which he was. But I'm just saying, like, oh, he's able to carry the load. He's the most important player. Yeah. You know, the guy isn't backing that up through his actions, you know?
He's literally going through what all his opponents had to go through. Injuries and a bad supporting cast at the end of the day.
Yeah. I could go down a rabbit hole with Steph Curry. I can play the whole devil's advocate. Anyways, my thing is, like, dude is the greatest, like, plug-in player where, like, to me, he's the greatest player in NBA history where he doesn't need the ball in his hands. He can fit in any system. Like, he's just essentially, like, he could be as effective on and off the ball. Mm-hmm. But in terms of carrying a team, no. He's very overrated in that sense.
Yeah, and we don't have enough fans for people to go back and clip that. But, I mean, he had a 73-9 team, but he also had Klay Thompson there. He had Andre Iguodala there.
He had Harrison Barnes there. Yeah. He had Klay Thompson there. He had
I'm not saying Draymond.
Freaking Sean Livingston. You could throw Draymond in there just of how good of a. Here's my thing. I'm coming to a conclusion that Draymond Green is an elite defensive player. He's a mismatch nightmare for bigs just because his natural position isn't really, or back then it wasn't necessarily a 4. He was really like a 3. He had a small forward body, but he was just a mismatch nightmare because he was able to line up with big men and take advantage of that.
Yeah.
With that being said, I don't think the Warriors are going to make the play-in tournament this year. No. I think the Pelicans will probably sneak in, grab that 10th spot.
Yeah, would be more entertaining. Or if the Spurs just fell out too, that would be cool.
Yeah, honestly, I agree with you on that front too. Spurs have been kind of a disappointment. I would like to see the Kings, truthfully, make that play-in as well.
I want some new, young, exciting teams. I'm talking about the Warriors, Spurs, and all of them.
Yeah, like, let De'Aaron Fox eat, man. Yeah. Let Tyrese Halliburton eat as well. But it would be a nice change of scenery to see the Spurs. Well, the Spurs haven't been making playoffs, 2 years straight? 3 years straight?
2 years.
So, I mean, I don't want to see them in there. I don't want to see the Warriors in there. I hope the Pelicans and Kings make it.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Memphis in there. They made the play-in last year. They couldn't get in because Portland beat them. But that would be a nice play-in tournament. The Mavericks, Memphis, Pelicans, Kings. You got all a bunch of young players out there.
Yeah.
I
feel like that's what the play-in is about. Having young guys go at it for their chance in the spotlight.
Yeah. But that's kind of what I want to see on the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be kind of like tough.
That's all over the place right now.
Yeah, it's very all over the place. Just because the 4th seed is literally like they're 4 games out from being the 10th seed.
Yeah.
Like 4 games back.
Yeah. And then the Raptors are 2 games back from the 10th seed, and they're in the 11th seed.
Yeah, Gary Trent Jr. just won't let them lose, bro. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, he hit that game winner. Yeah. It was that guy tried to flop.
Yeah. I swear, if he stays on his feet and defends, Gary Trent's not making that. Stop trying to flop, dude. Play defense.
Yeah, dude. Come on.
Honestly.
Seriously.
Look at me. I'm built for it.
Sir. I think, honestly, the Eastern Conference, we're going to see 7 through 10, some variation of that. I don't see anybody under the Bulls making it. I think the Raptors will miss it. I would like to see Cleveland, man. I really would like to see them in there. They got a nice young core, truthfully.
Yeah.
The Wizards don't deserve it.
No.
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
I'm just looking at it and it's kind of easy to predict almost for the West and the East. It's just like it's who you want to be there. It's not who you think is going to be there because you genuinely have no idea what's going to happen. Like it's just way too tight right now.
Yeah. The Celtics are. Go ahead.
Sorry, I would like to see the Raptors actually instead of. Well, no, because the Bulls are kind of nice too. I don't know. That's going to be very fun to watch down the stretch.
I think if you could bounce out the Pacers for the Raptors, I wouldn't mind. Yeah. The Pacers they don't excite me, I feel like they're trying to keep together a group of guys like that were there. Just, I don't know. They're not going anywhere, in my opinion. Like, Karis LeVert, I don't know. He's been wishy-washy, no?
Yeah, Apparently so, just because they're continuing to fall down the standings. So I don't know. But like we're saying, like the other teams, like there's more than just one young talented player. Like if the Hornets somehow fell and Lamelo came back, that would be fun to watch. I don't know still what's happening with Lamelo. But
yeah, it kind of sucks, man. I really wanted to see him in there.
Yeah.
But we're not going to see LaMelo Ball in the playoffs. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, unless something drastic happens and a miracle and he comes back.
It's a wrist. I don't know if he had surgery. Did he have surgery?
I thought so.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I think it was also his shooting hand too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that's kind of like risky as a rookie to come back just to like, possibly re-injure it again or set yourself back up. Yada yada yada.
Yeah.
But
and they got to be realistic. They're not making it past second
much
round.
noise. Yeah. But they would be playing Milwaukee. Yeah, they would get crushed. Never mind.
Yeah. Just go ahead and sit up, LaMelo. You're good.
Yeah. I mean, why would he want to get dunked on Giannis? Just sit this one out, LaMelo.
It's okay. We love you, though. Well, I supported you before the draft. Just want to put it out there. My co-host didn't.
Well, yeah, that's fair. What's it called? It'll suck because he's not going to win Rookie of the Year. This will forever be the whole, 5 years down the line. It's like, oh, well, yeah, he never won Rookie of the Year. Nah, he should have won Rookie of the Year.
I know we're getting close to, wrapping it up, but I just want to bring out how corny D'Angelo Russell is. Did you see what he
Why?
He tweeted something, after LeBron.
Oh, wait. Oh, no, never mind. What?
I can't remember exactly what he said, but he was, basically hyped that Anthony Edwards is now the new clear-cut favorite to win it over LaMelo, right after LaMelo got hurt, which was so corny to me.
Let me go ahead and see if I can find this. There was, what's it called? Somebody, you know who it was? It was, damn it, what's his name? Nick Young. Somebody, he tweeted out something like, yo, there was something that had happened where somebody snitched or something, and then Nick Young tweeted out something, D-Lo, and then that last person's name.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
I don't.
Do you?
I don't think so, honestly.
Nick Young. Hold on. Let me see.
I'm trying to find the exact wording of what D'Angelo Russell said.
Oh, Michael Rappaport.
Oh,
There you go. Because he was tweeting out conversations, not DM. He was tweeting out screenshots of DMs between him and Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, of course, got in trouble from the NBA because of his homophobic slurs or whatever.
Yeah.
And so Nick Young tweeted out Michael D-Lo Rappaport.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. D-Lo's a corny-ass guy, honestly, if I'm being real with you.
Let me see. I'm trying to find... I don't see any sort of, tweet from him. He probably deleted it, no?
He deleted it. I'm trying to find it in an article where he specifically said it, but none of them are showing this freaking screenshot of the tweet.
Yeah. That guy is corny, though.
Yeah.
The Timberwolves... Last thing with the tanking race, our Houston Rockets are doing a great job, man.
Yes, sir.
I feel like they're listening to this podcast. Yeah. Finally.
Eric Gordon, if you're here, continue telling them that to keep you out because you're dog water, but so is the rest of the team.
Tell them the knees and you feel some inflammation in that knee. Don't want to risk it. We'll understand, of course.
Yeah.
But this is much bigger than basketball, all right?
Yeah, we need this for the city.
Don't screw this up, man. All right, especially not for Nassim.
Oh God, man, dude! If Eric Gordon comes back and he just starts winning us games,
imagine he starts lighting it up for 40.
I'm gonna lose my mind, dude. I'll be so upset.
Just freaking cranking out 3-pointers and getting us through these grimy wins and overtime and stuff. I would be furious.
He's all hyped and everyone just hates him for doing it.
Yeah. We don't need that right now, okay? 2 years ago, sure, I'd welcome it, But right now, it's just not the right time.
Yeah,
okay? So Eric Eric, like, sit this one out, bro.
Please,
okay?
do one good thing for Houston.
Because the Rockets are in a tight race, 13-37, baby, versus the Wolves, 13-38.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't remember being this excited for the Rocket. I wasn't excited for the Rockets last year. I know that.
Yeah.
The year before that, I wasn't excited.
Okay, yeah.
This is the most excited. This is the most excited I've been in 2 seasons, dude.
You were definitely excited the season before last.
Well,
Because we
I
had
mean,
the whole
like,
run it back mentality versus the
we had the
Warriors.
run it back mentality, but I feel like we weren't like at our best. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I agree.
so I didn't actually think we would skate by the Warriors, if that makes sense.
I don't know. I was freaking brainwashed. I believed it the whole way through.
What are the Rockets doing with Kevin Porter Jr.?
I don't know. I actually
Like,
don't know. You know, when I was at the game on Sunday, our offense was just running through Kelly Olynyk the whole time. Like, I was like, what's happening?
That guy has just revived his career. Holy crap. This guy's playing like a first ballot Hall of Famer right now.
He's our focal point in the offense, and I was so confused.
Yeah, I've seen dudes who were hopping on that Christian Wood bandwagon early in the season change their like handles on Twitter to like Kelly Olynyk.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, and like, all right, I'm like, I enjoy the fact that we have a backup big, but it's coming at the wrong time again.
Yeah,
like,
honestly.
what is this guy doing?
And why is he actually playing well?
Yeah. But no, in all seriousness, Christian Wood, dog water now. I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
like, he's not as good.
It's after I bought his moment, literally, on Top Shot.
I don't want to get into NBA Top Shot. I'm hurting.
Yeah, I think we all are.
Yeah.
We could have
Kevin
an
Porter
opening
Jr.
on Saturday, by the way. Just remember
What's that?
We could have an opening reveal if you want to do that.
Oh, it's already been that long since the...
Doesn't it come out tomorrow? Pretty sure.
I thought it was 2 weeks since when it came out. No?
Yeah, hasn't it been 2 weeks?
Possibly. I don't know.
What day it is anymore.
Yeah. But yeah, we kind of went over a lot of time. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you follow us on social media, Twitter. I'm going to actually make an effort to tweet more. On Instagram as well. Follow us on Hoop MCs for those platforms. If you're an audio listener, you can catch us on Spotify. Make sure you follow us, or on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe, leave a review. Tell us you like the show. Tell us what you don't like. Hell, leave us a 1-star review. At least I know you're listening. Hey, if you're into video, if you're into that kind of stuff, no judgment here. Just go ahead and check us out on YouTube. Subscribe, like, comment, share, do all that good stuff. We appreciate y'all for your support. Nassim, anything else before we sign off?
Nope. Well, appreciate you guys for all the support, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Trauma bonds, got close off of battle scars. Equal pain, so we think it's equal games. Same team, but it's different hearts. Same goals, but it's different shots. Thought we was winning the same. Turns out you were just running me game. Should've known, but I couldn't guess it. It's a damn shame.